Well, we've made it through the regular season. The playoffs for big schools here in Arizona begin this Friday with the 4A, the 5A, and the 6 off playoffs in the first round. The open division teams, all eight of them, 4 and 5A, 4 and 6A. We'll talk about them next week. That's a discussion for next week. They all get a bye week. So, welcome on into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins. And it's the best time of the year, Claudia. It's time for jackets on the sidelines and playoff games where it's win or go home. There's nothing better.
Absolutely. And I feel like it all comes down to quick picks. This is where we really nail things home and we're like, okay, these are the teams we believe in and maybe teams we expected to see, teams we didn't. Bruce Cooper is joining us now for quick picks and an update on our standings after Spurge and I both went 2-1 last week. I now have the lead, followed by Spurge and Coop. You've got some making up to do, but somehow every season, even if you're in second place, feel like you find your way to first. So it is anybody's game now. I feel like for the first time in quick picks history, let's just get into it. Let's start at 4A, work our way to 6A. The 4A game we're choosing is Seton Catholic at Arcadia Spurge.
This is a fun game. Seton Catholic has had a lethal ground attack this year, one of the best in the state. They have just gotten after it in the ground game. But Arcadia is one of those teams that just has a sort of aura about them. I don't know another word, so I'm going to go with aura. Last year, they make a deep run. They fall just short in the postseason. I'm going to go ahead and take Arcadia in this one, 28-20.
No doubt, Luke Aguilar is running the ball really, really well, like you said, Jordan, with the for the Sentinels. And you got to love their ground game. I think he's averaging like what, maybe 160 yards rushing a game. And then I look at Arcadia. Off to that 8-0 start, they've really on the field lost two in a row, though technically they got one of the wins back because Vista Grant had an ineligible player. But I just like the road team here because of their running game. And I'm going to go with that. I think that travels. So even though they're the road team, give me the road team 24-21.
I'll make my quick picks very quick here. And Coop, it's going to work in your favor if the game goes in your favor, because I'm going to agree with Spurge on this one. Both teams are 8-2. Arcadia, yeah, dropped their last two games of the regular season. But Arcadia, for me, it's their high scoring offense. You talk about offense on Seton Catholic. I think Arcadia's offense is truly their powerhouse. So I will take Arcadia. We'll go 31-27. Make it kind of close. All right, moving on to 5A, McClintock at Campo Verde. I'll go ahead and make my pick here first. The McClintock team captains are kind of the standouts there, right? Come on, Jackson, Jackson Knutston. Come on, Jackson is a super dynamic two-way player. I've talked about him on Roundup probably 3 or 4 times this season for a reason. McClintock is 9-1 and Campo Verde is 7-3, but McClintock's only loss is to Campo Verde, which makes this really interesting. I think McClintock knows what to expect now against Campo Verde, and they won't be making those mistakes, we'll call them again. So I just don't think they're going to drop another game. So I'm going to take McClintock in this one. Uh, I'm just going to go same score across the board because I said high scoring. So we'll go 31-27 again. All right, Spurge.
This is a really, really tough game to gauge. McClintock's offense has been phenomenal all year. One of the only games they faltered was against Campo Verde. And while ordinarily I would say it's tough to beat the same team twice, especially a team that looks like a front runner like McClintock, the Fighting Freemans just have something different this year over at Campo Verde. We've done the documentary. I helped produce it with Ryan, Coach Ryan Freeman, his daughter Briley, battling Ewing sarcoma last year and beating it. And now they find out this past week that she is battling again because of the treatments that she had before. And this team has so much love for Ryan and that family and Briley specifically. You can't discount that in the postseason. And so I will be at that game on Friday, and I do expect Campo Verde to win a really hard fought battle. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like it was before, but I think there is an edge there with the way these guys are going to play for each other and for their coach. So give me Campo Verde in this one, 27-24.
Well, no doubt, Coach Phil has brought a lot of excitement to Charger country. I mean, they're fun to watch. I think Jordan hit the nail on the head for me. And when you look at Campo Verde, not only are they playing with a lot of emotion, but their three losses this year to Higley, Highland, and Desert Mountain. I mean, they have played a tougher schedule than McClintock. And so for that reason, I'm going to take Campo Verde to give me the Coyotes in this one, and I'm going to get 38-21 Campo Verde.
All right, and last in 6A, probably the more interesting matchup here, we have Chandler against Perry. Probably a conversation we wouldn't have guessed we'd be having, but here we are. All right, Coop, you lead us off.
Both teams 1-3 in the region play, and yes, Perry's only region win was over Chandler. There's just something about Chandler that is going to push me towards the Wolves in this one. I mean, I think Tristan Hosada it could be the difference just because I like Chandler's ability to run the ball. I'm going to take Chandler in this one 28-20.
With Coach Garrettson and his Wolves, you can't ever count them out. I know they've had some tough losses this year that are uncharacteristic of a Chandler Wolves team. Oh, this is tough because the trajectories of the programs are different. I mean, Chandler, typically an open division team, now in 6A. Perry, a team that's been climbing the 6A ranks the last couple of years. It's a tough one. I don't like betting against Chandler too many times, especially in the playoffs, but something tells me Perry is still going to come out on top in this one. I think Gale Snyder is going to play a clean game. I think the offensive line will give him time to throw. So give me the Pumas in this one, 28-27.
Early this season, when I saw Perry, I said I was probably going to pick Perry the rest of the season. So I probably shouldn't go against that now. I think Chandler, for me, is maybe missing that it factor or multiple it factors, if we're going to call them individual people, that they've always had. And I just think that maybe for Chandler, it's going to be more about really unifying as a team as opposed to like always relying on those key star players. And I think that's a shift we'll probably see next season. But for me, I do think Perry does have that it factor, and I think it's Cale Snyder. And so, as much as I can't believe I'm choosing against Chandler again this season, I think I have to go with what I said early on, and I'm going to take the Perry Pumas 25-24 to make it a very, very close one. And that does it for our first playoffs quick pick of the season. Spurge, what do we have coming up in the show?
Hey, coming up next, Arizona State football is in a great place right now, but they have the Legends Luncheon on November 22nd. So I'm catching up with Alhambra alum and ASU defensive grade ASU Hall of Famer Nathan LeDuc. So definitely stay tuned for that conversation.
Please hold while we connect you.
Hey, what's going on?
I can't get anyone on the phone at my bank, and they don't have any branches nearby.
I think your bank has you between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, Granite! Does your bank do this to you?
No. Desert Financial's top-rated mobile app makes you feel like a rock star. They have over 50 locations and treat you like a VIP when you go.
That sounds a lot better than this tight squeeze.
Join today at desertfinancial.com/yourway.
Hi, I'm Jody Jackson. I spend a lot of time on the baseball diamonds, but my favorite diamonds are right here at E.D. Marshall Jewelers. They have the largest selection of beautiful diamonds in every size, shape, color, and price. Hit a home run this season with the perfect engagement ring. Come on, fellas, get off the bench and visit E.D. Marshall Jewelers at Scottsdale Road and Shea Boulevard. Since 1971, E.D. Marshall Jewelers, best quality, best selection, and best price.
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovey's Santan Ford in Gilbert.
We are Santan Ford. Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, See what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Ak-Chin Casino. Play for all.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I wanted the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Welcome back to Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins. And before the break, I mentioned ASU is having their Legends Luncheon before the game against BYU next week, November 22nd at the Omni. You can get tickets. We'll have the QR code on screen during this piece. But Nathan LeDuc, one of the greatest ASU defensive players, Sun Devil Hall of Famer, he is going to be honored at that luncheon because this year they are focusing on players that not only played in the maroon and gold, but played all over State 48. So Arizona High School alumni to ASU. How important is that? And, you know, I think the timing is great because for the first time in decades, they have a head coach who is an alumni himself in Kenny Dillingham, who has made it a priority to recruit these in-state guys. So Nathan LeDuc and I caught up and talked a little bit about what that means.
Well, when he first came aboard and just talked about going after Arizona kids, it made me very excited because I've always felt like Arizona got a little bit of the bad end of the stick, over the years, I think that the Arizona football just keeps getting better and better as our population keeps growing. And on an annual basis, I think we're sending anywhere from 35 to 50 kids to Division I schools, but we're not getting very many of them to stay home. And I've heard this whole excuse about the kids don't like to stay here. They want to go experience something different. And my feeling on that is kids go where they're wanted. Mm-hmm. Kids go where you make them feel like they can make a difference in the program and where they can have an impact and where you can help them become all that they want to be. They don't care if it's in their backyard or if it's in Michigan or if it's at Ohio State. It makes no difference. They go where they feel the most love and they feel like they're most wanted. And, in some situations, the roster has to make sense of who's there already and all that. But I'm just so glad that he's put the emphasis more on that and that we're embracing Arizona. And I feel like just naturally as a result of those efforts, you build an internal support system by all the people that have already been fans of these kids in high school. And then that grows. And so I think I don't know why it's taken 40 years for somebody to come up with that. But I'm very glad that he has, and I think it's working. Mm-hmm. And not that the entire roster has to be Arizona, but also if you look back and you think about the only 2 times that we've gone to the Rose Bowl, the roster was littered with Arizona kids, mm-hmm. And those teams, and I would argue that 1987 team might be one of the best college football teams ever assembled, where I think 22 of the 22 starters went to the pros. So, and that whole line was from Arizona, and lots of the great players were from Arizona. So it's not a bad idea to stay in your own backyard, and then sprinkle in all the places where your coaches have relationships in other geographies. And it doesn't mean that you can't mix it up. But like the Arizona kid is also, I think, going to be more stable and more centered. And he has a support system that's always going to be there. And so he's not going to be so transient and maybe not so looking to leave at the drop of a hat or whatever. So anyway, I'm super excited about that philosophy, and it clearly looks like it's paying dividends in the second year, and hopefully we can just keep progressing from here. So.
And especially in a recruiting world where it's crazy, I know you've gotten to get a little bit of a taste of that with your son, right?
Yeah, a little bit,
is
yeah.
At Utah now, correct?
Well, so he's on a mission right now, and ultimately he got a preferred walk-on offer at the University of Utah. So we'll see what happens in a couple years when he comes back. And you never know. He may find himself over here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you never know, right? And that's the beauty of it too. I mean, we talk about it. I've talked about Kenny so many times. A lot of times, okay, maybe they are the kid that wants to go travel and do something, or they have something important like a mission to go do. Eventually, they might be able to find their way back here. The portal has that sort of beauty, and when you're constantly keeping those relationships open, you never know.
And mom and dad have an influence on that too. You know, we can sometimes sway our kids' thinking as well.
I miss you. I miss having dinner with you
That's
nights
right.
a week.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Last thing I really got for you then, obviously, people recognize you around the community and see you, but where are they most likely to find Nathan LeDuc nowadays? What are you up to?
Well, I have 5 kids, and we're raising them. I have a great wife who has really kind of taken the lead on that. I'm at a point in my kind of life career where I'm not quite as busy working anymore, and so I'm able to spend a lot more time with my kids. I've been volunteering over at American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek on the football staff on the varsity for the last 4 years, and that's a lot of fun, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And other than that, I mean, 5 kids keeps you busy, and it doesn't really give me the chance to come to as many ASU games as I want to. We usually can only make it to one a year because just the way that the schedules are, and where sometimes the games are in the daytime, and kids have football games, and et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I don't have, I'm not a social media guy. I just haven't ever really, so I can't say, you can find me on this or whatever.
Right.
but yeah, you're not going to probably see me too many places other than doing stuff with my family. So that's about it.
All right, Nathan LeDuc, appreciate the time.
Thank
Catch
you.
him at the ASU Sun Devil Legends Luncheon coming up November 22nd. You can get tickets and check out him and all the other local talent that is going to be there as ASU Legends.
Thank you.
Always great to catch up with Sun Devil Legends. If you want to see my full conversation with Nathan LeDuc or a couple others that are going to be at the luncheon, head on over to sports360az.com. That's it for that segment, Claudia, but we've still got more to come in this show.
Of course, you know what time it is when we get back. It is Social Spotlight time with Eliav Gabai. That'll be here when we return.
Hey, what you working on?
I'm trying to find a bank I can feel good about.
Kind of looks like you're doing rocket surgery.
Yeah, they have all kinds of requirements and don't give anything back to their customers. It's really hard. Oh!
When you join Desert Financial, you get a rewards program that offers a cashback bonus, and there's no hidden fees with your free checking. It's really easy.
Nice. I think I'm gonna need that bonus.
Join today at desertfinancial.com/betterbanking.
Kick off the model year-end savings at Bird's Volkswagen. Final 24 Tiguans are on sale. 0% for 60 months and $2,000 bonus cash. Or final Jettas, only $22,935. Kick off your model year at Bird's Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Now bust a move, bust a move, bust a move.
Hi, I'm Jody Jackson. I spend a lot of time on the baseball diamonds, but my favorite diamonds are right here at E.D. Marshall Jewelers. They have the largest selection of beautiful diamonds in every size, shape, color, and price. Hit a home run this season with the perfect engagement ring. Come on, fellas, get off the bench and visit E.D. Marshall Jewelers at Scottsdale Road and Shea Boulevard. Since 1971, E.D. Marshall Jewelers, best quality, best selection, and best price.
Kick off the model year-end savings at Burge Mazda with $2,500 in customer bonus cash or 0.9% financing up to 60 months on Mazda CX-50s or 0% financing on CX-5s. Drive all the new Mazdas today at Burge Mazda, Baseline and Country Club.
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon, and it's the time you've been waiting for. It's our social spotlight segment with Eliav Goodbye. Eliav, week after week, you are scouring the internet for the best of the best. And now that we're in the playoffs, I know the content is really going to be rolling in, but what do you have for us this week?
Listen, every week y'all keep gassing me up, and I feel like I have to deliver or the people will be disappointed. So let's get right into it. Our man Chandler Hovick, we all know about this story. Going to his alma mater, Cesar Chavez, and look at the progression from just last year to this year. Good for them. Straight up, you have to be happy for the program, but we know what Chandler Hovick has been through to get to this point and how much this means to him to get this done.
Yeah, and for Cesar Chavez as a program, I mean, they've been, going through it to say the least. And I think it's interesting because a lot of times when we talk about coaching changes, it's kind of like, oh, it takes time for a team to really adapt and for a coach to really put his stamp on a team. And okay, do it in no time, Chandler Hovick. He has absolutely turned that program into a true contender. And I know that the team, the players, the parents must be absolutely thrilled. He's got that like servant heart that we talk a lot about as a team at Sports 360 AZ. And I really think that is now showcased in the progress that Cesar Chavez has made.
Folks, from 3-7 to 7-3, the Hovick effect. Now we move on to the next one. Yes, I posted this. I'm sorry. I didn't scour too hard for this one because come on, look at the shoes. It's gotta be the shoes. Uriah Nellums, an ASU commit, has been leading the way for number one Santan. They are undefeated right now. And Spurge, I'm telling you, I asked him about this. The shoes have got to give him some special powers. The bedazzled Jordans.
I've been working on my shoe game. Never going to reach that level. That is impressive. And he's impressive on the field as well. Lighting it up at quarterback, going to play wide receiver at ASU, somebody to watch out for. He's going to be blessed. And, there's a lot of great cleat game and shoe game over at ASU. He's going to fit right in there immediately as a freshman. He might be the all-time, I don't know, the number one shoe game guy as soon as he steps on campus potentially. So I know there's other guys that maybe would push back on that at ASU, but hey, he might be that guy. So it's awesome to see.
And when it comes to those shoes specifically, I thought he'd give me some great answer about how they were made or why he chose them. He gave me a great answer about honoring the people who gave it to him and how much that means to him. So how about that? About a little bit about Uriah Nellums right there. Now, switching gears to a much more serious topic, obviously, our hearts here at Bleacher Talk all go out to Jack Kimball. ALA Queen Creek players honored the father and brother of offensive lineman Jack Kimball tonight by releasing blue and white balloons before the game. His father and brother were killed in a tragic plane accident in Mesa just 3 days before the game. And not much else to say other than the AZ high school football community will always get behind its people like we've seen in the past, Claudia.
Yeah, I saw the news when the plane crash happened, and that broke my heart. And then it, hitting closer to home and realizing it's somebody in our community, because I do believe we are part of the football community here. We care about the players and their success and their mental well-being. And so it definitely broke my heart, and I know all of ours, to see that. And what better group of people to be around than your brothers on your team. And I think that they really showed we're going to be here for our guy or any guy who needs us. And we've seen this. I mean, we've had topics like this, unfortunately, that we've talked about on Bleacher Talk over the season. And these guys always show up, whether it's an opponent, the coaches, their teammates. So really tight-knit community here. And, you know, our hearts go out to him and his family, and you will be in our thoughts and prayers.
And you said it all. It's all about the community, and that's all you can do. If you want to do more, by the way, too, we can put it up on the screen. They have a GoFundMe set up just to help with all the expenses and burdens that come along with losing a dad and a brother like that. So for those that feel compelled, definitely check out the GoFundMe. There it is up on screen, and help out any way you can.
That's all for this edition of Social Spotlight and Bleacher Talk. We will see you again next week.
Please hold while we connect you.
Hey, what's going on?
I can't get anyone on the phone at my bank, and they don't have any branches nearby.
I think your bank has you between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, Granite! Does your bank do this to you?
No. Desert Financial's top-rated mobile app makes you feel like a rock star. They have over 50 locations and treat you like a VIP when you go.
That sounds a lot better than this tight squeeze.
Join today at desertfinancial.com/yourway.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovig's Santan Ford in Gilbert. We are Santan Ford.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria. New York-style pizza. Oh, man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.